Well, it looked like you passed the audition on that one.
Well, yes. Well, you know, sometimes you're lucky, but in most cases, when you come out to meet an audience, it's like meeting your in-laws, your mother-in-laws, you know, your in-laws the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, you want to be at your best behavior, and you're saying, please like me. You know, this is me. I'm B.B. King, and I play guitar called Lucille. And you have to do that nearly every time.
Of course, that was a very good example we've just seen there of blues as entertainment, blues as success.
Yes.
I suppose the best early example of that must go right back to pre-war days, right back to the 20s and 30s, to Bessie Smith.
Yes.
You know, who wasn't working in the fields at all. She was working on stage, selling records, woman blues singer, different sort of thing to the country blues altogether. Were you aware of those sort of what we call vaudeville blues singers, you know, who did it as part of show business?
Yes, but Bessie Smith, to me, was such a creator, and she was one of the real pioneers of blues singers, I think, and especially female. And in fact, she set certain standards and styles to blues that I think hadn't been taught today.
Yes, I'm just wondering, because of course there were obviously Ma Rainey, plenty of people named Smith, Mamie Smith, Clara Smith. There were a lot of well-known Smith singers, like a lot of known King guitarists, of course. But what was it, do you think, that set her aside? We do see Bessie Smith as the woman singing the blues. She's, you know, like Billie Holiday did ballads, she did the blues.
She was the Mahalia Jackson of blues, and I think, for one thing, she sang what she felt. It was nothing that you fixed up and say you must do this. Bessie Smith was Bessie Smith, and her style was not something that just, you know, you learn to do. It was something that it was there.
Yeah.
I think that's what made Bessie Smith.
It's not only there, it's here, because we do have Bessie Smith on film coming up now. And I think this is the first time that this has been shown in its entirety on British television. It is the story, it's a little story, and she sings, but it's the story of the St. Louis Blues.
I'm looking forward to it.
Fade me with a nickel. Man, don't tell me I can't fade you. I've been losing money fading you. Now you're going to start to hand me some more. I got $3 down there and I done lost money. I done give you $33 down there. You don't make
Shut up. Wait a minute. There's going to be some trouble in this game here in a minute.
I got to be paid.
Can I go? Can I go? Yeah, go ahead, shoot.
Hey, man. See here, y'all. Brother, y'all can't be shooting these dice down here in the flow like this, yeah?
Not, fella.
Do you know who I am?
No.
I'm the janitor here at this place. That's what I am.
Yes,
So, who's running this game?
I'm running the game.
Well, look here. That white man is paying me to keep this here place clean.
Yeah, but look like you're trying to clean me, yeah.
That's all right. So, go ahead and play, but, you know, look out for me.
Yeah, but don't come around too regular now. Come on,
Going
go
on
on
to get that shit.
What y'all say?
Hey, Jimmy, did you see your old lady?
You know I see my old lady. You see me with this money. I ain't working nowhere.
Look here, Jimmy. Give me a bet, will
Oh,
you?
man, let me get in the game before you start this.
All right, boys, shoot that 5 and a nickel there.
Well, let them go then. What are you waiting for? Let them go.
Hello, baby.
Hello, honey, how's everything?
Hey,
I'm not doing it, man. I'm trying to make me some money here.
Yes.
What you doing with today?
That's all right. What is it? What is it? 7. You see what it is.
No, I thought he'd do that. Now,
What you gonna do, Jimmy?
I'm going to shoot $2 or $3
All
then.
right, that's all right. Sure. The more you don't
The
pay,
more you don't pay, look, put it down.
lay down your hand. That's all right.
Oh, look at this day, daddy's on. Hey, Jimmy, come on, give me the bet,
Oh, how
will
you gonna let a man stand there and take the dice
Not the
away
way,
from a
fella.
man
Don't be
like
bothered
that?
now. Yes, Jimmy, go ahead and
Give me
shoot
them
that.
dice, baby. Let me give you some.
Well, I hope you do, honey. I sure
Wait,
hope
wait,
you do, because I need every pound of it. Now I'm gonna try. Here, I'm gonna bet it all now. Every pound. Get the spade. Get down on it.
Yeah, it is. Go ahead.
Then let's go. Ha! Look out the level.
What
kind of woman is this?
You are. That's a pretty yellow woman. You know, they love to do anything. You never get there with a yellow woman, do you?
Yeah.
Well, come on, sweetheart. I didn't know you was that lucky.
Yeah, how long has he been butting with that girl?
Oh, man, he been going for a long time. Hey, Jimmy, wait, I forgot to ask you. Give me a bit, boy.
Yeah, come
when
on,
I get
son.
broke, I can't get a quarter from nobody.
Give me a bit, come on.
Yeah, get up off that
Well, now,
man.
wait a minute. The man don't shoot the pistol. What's the matter with you?
Man's just leaving me my cut. Baby, close that door. That's a gin over there.
Okay, baby.
Say, look here, honey, what did you do with that dad?
Wasn't nothing to it, baby. Stick with me and you'll always have money.
Well, I don't know what you did when you was behind my back, but whatever you did, it was tight like that.
Now, listen here, Jimmy. What would you do now if Bessie walked in here?
Oh, honey, don't pay Bessie no mind.
Don't pay Bessie no mind.
No, this is my room. Bessie just pays for it.
Oh, yeah?
Come here, baby. You old sweet devil, you.
You know, honey, I sure like you.
I like you too, honey.
This is my off day.
Well, get some more money and come back.
Oh, what are you talking about?
See you again, fellas.
Yeah, see you, Emmett. So long, Emmett. Say, look at that. Where did Jimmy carry that yellow woman?
In Bessie's room. Where? In Bessie's room, you know where. Hey, what is all that talk going on around here about Bessie?
My. I don't know, Miss Devlin.
Say, what's wrong? Go to your room, honey.
What?
Don't look at me. I told you not to come up here in the first place.
Well, I guess I'll be going now.
Not yet. You got to see me before you go. You little wretch. Come in my room.
Hey, Jimmy, get this woman off of me.
I can't do you no good, honey. Say, what are you doing with the engine?
Yeah, y'all can't raise all this sand in here. What's the matter with y'all?
What's the trouble with you?
Well, look here, I'm the janitor and I don't want
I don't care who you is. I don't care if you're the landlord. You ain't got nothing to do with my business.
You gonna move.
I don't care. Let me move.
You gonna move.
Don't I pay my rent?
Come on now, you gonna move.
Yeah.
Don't you hit me. What's this? Now, get out. Well, look here. Now, wait a minute, Jeff. Grab the woman.
Jimmy, don't leave me. Jimmy, please don't leave your Bessie. Jimmy, you ain't gonna leave me, are you? Woman, I'll be gone before the evening sun goes down. Jimmy, don't I give you everything you say you want? What have I got? I give you clothes. Clothes. I give you suits. Suits? Yeah. Singular, baby, not plural. One suit, that's all. One suit. Don't leave me, Jimmy. Oh, woman, get out of my face. Don't leave, Jimmy, please. Don't leave, Jimmy. My man, my man. My man's got a heart like a rocket in the sea. My man's got a heart like a rocket in the sea. My man's got a heart like a rocket in the sea. My man's got a heart like a rocket in the sea.
might want to go back and get that guy and put him in jail.
Of course, Bessie Smith's own life was one of those of many blues singers whose lives have sort of paralleled the songs, wasn't it? Because her death particularly was very tragic, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. I was told that she had been in an automobile accident, and they tried to take her to a hospital in Clarksdale, Mississippi, and they wouldn't allow blacks in there at that time, so they had to take her to Memphis, and I understand that she bled to death.
So she was a victim of segregation. You know.
You might say that, yes.
Yeah. But she did, of course, break into the white market in the sense that she was selling to white people. Yes. I wonder if you were aware, as a young guy, of white people buying blues records?
Not at that time, I was not. But I knew that we liked Jimmy Rogers, so I didn't think in terms of a black-white thing then, because Jimmy Rogers, to me, was just a great singer, and I learned about him the same as I did about Blind Lemon and others through my aunt that bought the records.
Yeah. So you're saying what we've said previously, that you don't have to be black to sing the blues.
No.
It's possible to be white
right.
to sing the blues. And yet, before we move on to the next spot, which has got a lot of white blues singers, actually, I'm sort of speaking against the white blues singers here, so don't feel you have to be polite. I mean, I've heard so many British blues singers, people like Mose Allison in the States.
Yes.
People who seem to me, fine, nice little records.
Yes.
Very pleasant sound, but superficial to me. So they're copying the surface of the blues and what it sounds like without paying the dues, and there's something does not come through.
Well, John, I don't mean to be critical of you, so forgive me. But let me say it this way. A lot of times, a lot of the critics, and especially the blues purists, they seem to think that if you have not worked in the cotton fields, if you have not pulled the corn or followed the mules or whatever, you can't do it very well. Now, I have to disagree somewhat, because I had a young keyboard player from Boston named Ron Levy that played with me about 4 or 5 years, that played as well as anybody I ever had that played with me. But of course, he said he learned his from a previous keyboard player named Otis Spann. But don't we all learn from somebody? Now, I think what I'm leading up to is this. I say that you don't have to be a sharecropper or one of those people to have had to experience all that, but it helps.
Well, what we've got now is a medley of 1 or 2 people who are white, have had hard times, lived in the South. Perhaps that's what it's about. You know, to do the blues in, let's say, the south of England, to live in Brighton, England, and suddenly wake up one morning and I shall play the blues. Perhaps that's what doesn't work. But to live in the South, almost a sharecropper or a miner or whatever, perhaps that same hard times we were talking about.
But the environment,
that's the root.
Yes, the environment, though, was felt by most people. Most people.
That's what I meant, black and white.
Yes,
you know.
it was felt by most people. I think, though, the environment had a lot to do with, but a whole lot of black and white that I've heard that didn't sing blues that I liked. Then, you know, the other way, they didn't make my liver quiver. But it didn't necessarily have to be one, I think, though, that was born on the plantation.
Well, let's move on to another of our medleys, as I say, white guys playing the blues, or trying to play the blues, whatever you want to call it. Mose Rager is the first one here, who was, I think he was an associate of the father of the Everly brothers, Ike Everly.
Yes.
And was an influence on not only the Everly brothers themselves, but on Merle Travis.
Well, Merle Travis I knew.